The final day of racing, 3 days of tough racing in Hammer Limburg, and the overall honours would be decided in the Hammer Chase, with the runner-up group led away by Team Sunweb. Difficulties for EF Education first, Kim Magnusson. He would be removed from contention, as indeed would August Jensen with that somewhat clumsy, but no problems for him. Step off for Israel Cycling Academy, meanwhile making great inroads in the early stages were Trek Segafredo. With the EF Education first, surviving and regrouping to move ahead of Israel Cycling Academy, but it was Team Sunweb that would take the runner-up group, and they would end the day 9th overall in Hammer Limburg. That was the starter, the main course, led away in the finalist group by Team Quickstep Floors. They had established the advantage over 2 tough days of racing, and it was Mitchelton SCOTT on the charge in the early stages. So too last year's champions Team Sky, trying to race up from 7th in their starting position, and indeed it was Team BMC who started the day in 8th. We're also moving up the order and ahead of Team Sky and ahead of Bora Hansgrohe into 5th place. Through the final few bends, and it was a super technical section that drew those 4 teams together. Meanwhile, out front and into 2nd position, charging down ahead of Team Bahrain Merida that had started the day in 2nd position, it was Team Mitchelton SCOTT, the Aussie squad, many people's pre-event favourites, chasing up from 4th, but with 1 lap remaining, well, Team Quickstep Floors, they'd started with an advantage of 30 seconds, they'd extended that over Bahrain Merida, and with 1:23 advantage to the Mitchelton SCOTT squad, well, they had enough in hand and they played a canny game into the final straight. They already knew that they would be the victors of Hammer Limburg. Quickstep Floors celebrate by spreading wide across the road. The handshakes all round for the Belgian registered team. Meanwhile, behind, Team Mitchelton SCOTT, fastest on the day, but only good enough for 2nd in Hammer Limburg, and then a great match race for the final podium position with the local favourites, Team Lotto NL Jumbo, just bettering Team Bahrain Merida. In the great scrap, a 3-way scrap for 5th. Well, looked at all ends up that Team Sky were going to get it, but Team BMC packed well enough to just about pinch it from the British outfit. BMC 5th, Team Sky in 6th, and Bora Hansgrohe not quite able to get there in 6th. Team Quickstep Floors celebrated on the podium. They got to spray the bubbly. Super consistent performance throughout the 3 days. They retained their advantage. They got to be the hammer, not the nail, on this occasion in Limburg.
It's a nice concept because you have to ride, but you have to think at the same time, and it's like it's really intense, like these 3 days. And today it was an advantage, of course, to start in front. And we start safely, I think, good pace, but not too fast. And then we try to speed up every lap. And yeah, we knew that doing this, like some guys will come closer and maybe go too fast, you know, and then get cooked for the last lap. And I think it's pretty much what's happened, you know.
Quickstep Floors continue their dominance over the 3 days. They're the Hammer Limburg champions, ahead of Mitchelton SCOTT, Team Lotto NL Jumbo up for the final podium position, ahead of Bahrain Merida, BMC, Team Sky, Bora Hansgrohe and Lotto Sudal rounding out the finalist group in 8th place. And the Hammer Series standings heading to the final round in Hong Kong. Well, it's Mitchelton SCOTT with the advantage ahead of today's winners, Quickstep Floors, with BMC Racing Team vaulted up to 3rd ahead of Lotto NL Jumbo. Sunweb, Sky and Bahrain Merida still in the top 7. Lotto Sudal with work to do, dropping down to 8th. Bora Hansgrohe in 9th. Nippo Vini Fantini, Trek Segafredo, EF Education first. And UAE Team Emirates, a chastening weekend for them, but no doubt about the dominant squad across the 3 days. Quickstep Floors take Hammer Limburg